TV. What is Channel 5? That's the question.
Art and Culture in UK Raw starts Thursday at 11:20 on 5.
Dr. Derek and the team are in action again in Poltergeist The Legacy at 11:30.
It's nearly 11. I'm Steve Dixon. French farmers are warning they'll stage more portside demonstrations as the cross-channel beef row hots up. They blockaded Calais and Boulogne today in response to the boycott of French foodstuffs in Britain. And they say their government's ban on British beef is justified.
British beef is no good by the scientific, the French scientific or European scientific.
Members of the House of Lords are expected to vote after midnight on government plans that would see most hereditary peers thrown out. A highly charged debate began with the Earl of Burford jumping onto the Lord Chancellor's seat to protest. Chelsea have kept their European dream alive against AC Milan tonight. Dennis Wise scored a vital equaliser in the 77th minute of their match against AC Milan in the formidable San Siro Stadium, 1-1 the final score. And Rangers have missed a chance to go through to the last 16 of the competition, losing 2-1 at home to Valencia. TV celebrities have been patting themselves on the back tonight at the 1999 National Television Awards. Michael Barrymore took home the Special Recognition Award for a lifetime of achievement in entertainment. Just time for tomorrow's weather and rain across Scotland and Northern Ireland, clearer with some sun further south and a top temperature of 16 degrees.
She's dying.
How far would you go
There are only 2 ABs on that list. I mean, it's very rare.
to save the one you love?
Unless you can get me into the Mickey Mantle 24-hour transplant club, you're gonna have to go out and kill somebody.
Would you cheat? Would you lie? Would you kill?
Help me! Help me! Help me!
90210's Luke Perry. Life Breath. Sunday at 9 on 5.
Five knows how to keep you up. Erotic drama with compromising situations at 12:25.
Tonight on Family Confidential.
The most important thing in my life? Work, sex and money. Hello, my name's Vicky. I'm a table dancer. As far as the rest of my family feel, I can't see them turning around and saying, oh, she's a dirty slapper, because I'm earning good money from it.
I'm Glenn. I'm Vicky's boyfriend. I was expecting my friends to say cradle snatcher, blah, 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 and I have been called her father.
I'm Vicky's mum, and I wish she did something else as a living.
When I was about 13 or 14, I wanted to be either a firewoman when I left school, or I wanted to be a carpenter because I was very into CDT and woodwork. Not going in the path that my mum would have wanted me to go in, which would be graphic design, art and design, I decided to go totally the other way and rebel, as it were, and go into table dancing. When I'd seen it on the telly, I'd always admired the girls on the pole and how good they looked, and so that's what I went for.
Vicky lives in Basildon in Essex. She's 21 and started work table dancing a year ago, much to her mother's displeasure.
When she first told me, I was really hoping that it was just sort of something to more or less make me rebel, if you like. And I thought, well, I'm not going to do it, Vic. You know, you're not going to wind me up.
Isn't it? Take it.
So I said,
It's going to be nice and
oh, okay, well, you can do that then. Oh, I'm going down to London, she said. Right, I said. And I thought, well, you're not going to get down there in a hurry, are you? You know, and I'm sitting there putting obstacles in my own mind that she's not going to be able to do this. And although I couldn't say to her, you can't do this, I thought, well, at least she's not going to be sitting in the dole queue.
My hairpiece in my whip. Proper. My mum doesn't say a lot, and that's when you know she's not happy. I did tell her that I was interested in doing table dancing, and because she didn't quite know what it was all about, she weren't happy, but she really couldn't stop me. We've talked about it, but she's never really come out with a, no, I don't like it, but she's never really come out with, oh yeah, I love it. So she kind of supports me in the way, well, it's what you want to do, so you do it, but it doesn't mean to say that I'm happy about it. Oh, I'll take this and that because they're cotton and they can make me breathe. Mm. So it just gets too hot and sweaty. I'll tuckle it back. She knows what I'm like anyway. If there's something I want, I have to go out and get it, and nobody can get in my way. So I have to do what I want to do, and she more or less has to let me, but it doesn't mean to say she has to like it.
Yeah, I didn't agree with it, but at the same time, if she was willing to do something that she really wanted to do, who was I to stop her? I mean, there are worse professions around, and at least it's artistic.
The first time I ever danced, they made me sit at a table for 2 hours and watch the other girls how they were dancing, and they called me up to go on stage. And when I got up there, it was like, I feel comfortable. And I got up there and I didn't do any tricks around the pole because I just totally weren't used to it. And halfway through the second song, I had to get my top off. But yeah, once I was up there, I felt fantastic. I thought, oh, if I can do this in front of a room full of people, then I can do it, you know. And that's such an achievement to feel when you haven't even had a drink. You're stone cold sober and you're up in front of a room full of people, half naked. It's like, oh wow, I done it, you know. So to me, it was a big achievement. When you're in the table dancing club, you get a certain amount of time when you're on stage. Stage consists of going up for more or less 2 songs in some clubs. On the first song, you're fully clothed and you do your bit around the pole, and on the second song, you take your top half off. So once you've done that, that's the mainly bit to say, here, hello everybody, I'm here. I'm selling myself to you. So I look good on stage, you're going to want me to dance for you. Once you've been on stage, you come off stage, hopefully you've made some good eye contact with some of the customers, so you can go down and chat to them and say, hello, you know, I saw you watching me, more or less, and would you like to see me naked? The dances are normally 3 foot away, and there's certain things you can do and there's certain things you can't do, so you have to keep to the rules if you want to keep your job. And basically it lasts for 1 song and it costs normally about £10. So it can be a good living, but we're not all rich. So the guys that think we're loaded and we drive around in sports cars, it's total and utter pants. It's not true. I wish it was.
What was you, 6 now? Not quite sure.
5. Oh,
No,
hideous.
one of your first rides, Vic.
Was it?
Vicky's dad left home when she was a child. She was brought up by her mum, who now lives less than 10 minutes away.
Well, I've always been very close to Vicky, but Vicky isn't the sort of child you could tie down.
I didn't really see my mum a lot because I was always out, but we didn't get on very well.
Vicky is here. Now you see me, now you don't. It's a bit like a zebra crossing with Vicky, you know.
Sparks flew every time I got up when like she was in the house, and it was pretty nasty at times.
She would try to meet you halfway. Didn't always work, but yeah, she was a little bit rebellious, but I think they all are.
Not only has her mum had to contend with Vicky's table dancing, her daughter is also living with a man old enough to be her father.
I've always been attracted to older blokes. I don't know, there's something about them, they know how to treat a woman, and they're basically a lot more mature and they're not one of the lads all the time. When I first met Glenn, I must have been 16. Glenn was actually one of my neighbours. So I used to walk past his house to go to college, and we stopped and said hello in the street, and that was it. And a year and a half later, I was going through a really rough patch with my ex and my mum and all the rest of it at home. So I used to be over there a lot. We was both into the same music, me and Glenn. And we just got more and more close, and we eventually got together.
Glenn and Vicky live together. He works long hours as a kitchen fitter, and at 41 is 20 years older than Vicky.
I have been called her father numerous times. It makes me laugh. It's funny. It just strikes me as being funny. I can see why people say it, and I'll just tell them, I say, no, I'm a fiancé or I'm a boyfriend or whatever. And it's just funny what people's reactions are for that, because I just know they put their foot so far in it, it's untrue.
When I first met Glenn, I did think that maybe he was a substitute father figure. I was a little bit sceptical, a bit worried. There was a big age gap.
Not one of my friends ever made a comment about Vicky's age. Not one of them. I was expecting my friends to say, you know, oh, cradle snatcher, blah, 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 and, you know, all the rest of the stuff that goes with it. It never happened. And she couldn't believe it. She said, what were your mates said about this? Nothing. In fact, I bet the only one who's ever said it was at work once. Someone said, you lucky bastard. But that was it.
It did bother me at first, and we did keep it a secret for quite a long time. And it would be, I'd stay over there till about 3, 4 in the morning, chatting and all the rest of it, and then get in, and then my mum would give me a rocket and say, where have you been, what have you been doing, you know?
I hadn't really met him before. I'd seen him occasionally. But I didn't know who on earth's this really, you know.
You've been over there, you're not going out with that bloke, are you? You're not thinking about going out with him, and it'd be like, why? It's nothing to do with you, do you know what I mean? I was old enough to make up my own mind, being 18 and all the rest of it.
OK, fine. Aren't you going out with anyone else, you know?
She did go mad, and there was points in time when she'd pick up the phone and it would be Glenn, and she'd slam it down again. She wasn't impressed.
Football.
Oh, not wrong.
They've been together 2 years now, but Vicky and Glenn's relationship is not without its problems.
It's probably a lot to do with her work, and my work hours are quite substantially different, obviously. I mean, she can get home at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning, and I get up at 6 in the morning to go to work. And at some point, she was working 6 days a week, which means that we never basically see each other in waking hours. So, yeah, there comes a point when she'll have to jump on me in the middle of the night. That makes me tired, and so it just, you know, builds up into a bit of a circle. Everybody has problems of some description, whether it's sex, money, drinking, gambling, it could be anything, yeah, but what you've got to do is learn to get around it and work at it. And one way or another, we work at it.
When Vicky started seeing Glenn, he was in the process of separating from his second wife, Julie.
Hiya. Hello.
They're now on good terms and see each other regularly.
When I first heard about Vicky, I was very angry, very hurt. My ego was hugely dented.
I think it upset that she was so young, if you know what I mean, the fact that, you know, oh, well, I've been dumped for a younger girl, if you like.
Glenn and Julie share custody of their daughter, Emma, who's now 13.
He first told me about Vicky, I suppose it was about 2 or 3 years ago now. And I was a bit shocked when I found out he had someone else, as well as, like, my mum.
I thought he was being Peter Pan, basically. I didn't give it really 6 months to a year. I didn't think it'd last at all.
I didn't like her at first. Like, she didn't appeal to me much at all, because, like, she was trying to be my friend and all sorts of things like that. Like, and she wrote me poems and stuff. It's a bit weird, but, like, and now we're quite good friends and everything, and that's all right now. Are we
They've shut the daytime on off, haven't they?
At the time, I wasn't used to like such a big age difference because I'd grown up with my mum and my dad, like, and they're only about 2 or 3 years apart. But to have someone like my dad and a young girl, she's like almost like a sister kind of thing. It just feels weird. I can't really describe it.
Every fortnight, Glenn takes Emma out. Today, he's taking her and a friend for a day at Southend, where Vicky also has a shift at her regular club.
Hey, Vicky. Hi.
How are you?
Not bad, you?
Yeah, fine. It seems like a busy day today. Sun's shining, there's quite a lot of guys out on the front, so a bit of luck, we'll have a fair bit of business. A burger or something, or chips?
He's not like other dads. Like, I've seen other dads walking around with their daughters, and it's nothing like what there is with my dad and me.
Emma was very hard to kind of get on, not get on my side, but to get along with, because the age gap was so small between me and her. It was like my dad's going out with someone that could be my big sister, and it was very hard for her to relate to me as a replacement for her mum. Well, not as a replacement for her mum, that's the wrong thing to say, but as someone to see with her dad. And all I wanted to do was get on, so I tried to make myself as amicable as I could be, and for ages she totally blanked me, which really killed me, because I couldn't be more nice and I couldn't be more giving and all the rest of it. I mean, I'd never turn around and say I'm your mum, but I'd always treat her as she was my daughter.
Oh, you do that one, you do that one, right?
I was a bit shocked at first when she told me what she was doing, but when I was at school I thought everyone would take the mickey out of me, but like, they don't. It's like, oh, it's fine. Or like they say, I've seen her with your dad, like, is there something going on there? And I sort of like tell them, like, yeah, they're together and everything. And they go, like, is she younger than your dad or something? Yeah, about 20 years difference. And like, they think it's pretty cool. Like, just...
Coming up in part 2,
Well,
Vicky decides to get a boob job.
well, that's what they're going to look like.
Some of that.
Glenn's happy, but how will her mum take the news?
Oh, I've got a bit of a confession to make.
These are our favourite websites. Here's Mum's. Here's my sister's. She's also from another planet. Oh yeah, this one's mine. This one's cool. Do you have anything like this where you come from?
Right. With the internet, the whole world's at your fingertips.
Wicked.
And with BT, access to the internet is free.
What's going on in here?
Just call 0800 800 001 for a disc.
At Sainsbury's this week, there's 20% off fresh British beef. Sainsbury's, making life taste better.
New bird's eye simply fish. No skin, no bones, just thick white cod fillet in breadcrumbs for those who really love fish.
Oh, lovely. Tyler? That's not a gorgeous chicken and mushroom flavour pot noodle snack. Pot noodle. Everything else is just pants.
Amis, messenger of the gods, hearken unto Zeus!
What's up, dude?
You've stolen the drink of the gods. Now suffer my wrath. As punishment, you must hand over your winged sandals.
I don't need these ancient Greek sneakers anyway. I found something better.
Better than the divine ambrosia?
Yeah, it's Red Bull.
Red Bull, a new drink of the gods?
No, it's a new cold drink on Earth. It's more fun down there anyway.
And how do you plan to get back without your winged sandals?
With Red Bull. It gives you wings.
Good afternoon, British Gas. I'm here to do the landlord safety inspection. As you can see,
part of the outer floor is blocked with all this ivy.
If there's a safety issue, a definite safety issue, we have to make the landlord and tenant aware of that.
That's a brilliant passage, that. So that's burning efficiently now. That's another tick on the form. Boiler working safely.
I mean, I'd like to have that under my belt, you know, I'd like to say that I have saved a few lives, but yeah, I'm sure we have.
If you have any problems at all, just give us a ring.
You've been bitten by a vampire.
Now, an ancient evil comes to a new battlefield.
Open wide, baby.
James Woods, John Carpenter's Vampires.
We do get a lot of dust in the house. In the last week or so, I've been using Pledge Dust and Go. It's a very new product. It's brilliant. I always associate Pledge with excellent cleaning. It's like a magnet. It attracts the dust. It retains hairs and dust incredibly. Dust and Go is marvellous. The flexibility of it means you can use it anywhere in your house.
You're actually picking up dust and throwing it away rather than moving dust around the home.
New Pledge Dust and Go cleaning system. It's goodbye to dust in here for good.
And I obviously wouldn't have to do any more cleaning because Katie would do it for me.
Get free internet access from BT. Just call 0800 800 001 for your free disc.
There was 8 of us, and it was like bedlam. It was. Well, that's what they're going to look like.
That's some of that.
God, if there's that heavy, I'm never bloody going to walk again. I want to have a boob job because I used to be 2 stone heavier than I am now. And I did used to be a double D at one point, or I was big everywhere else. But because now I've lost a lot of weight, I've got a lot of extra skin, and I'd like to, it's not the same, I'd like to have them full out again because they're not what they were. And I do miss it, I do miss having big tits. I'm not